Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
I see some of you almost applauded. Having lived many lives on planet Earth, I know what that is like. This time offers you a unique opportunity to actually go inside and discover that therein lies a place of peace and harmony. And it is a discovery that you make. But once you do, then it can stir you to realize that it exists. But that the requirement is you go within and you become still. And of course, the way humans are designed, stillness is the nearest thing to death, so it is avoided. But in reality, you can find many things that are of your true nature when you decide to go within. And again, you need to become still to make these discoveries. And if you do, then it's going to dawn upon you that who you are and what you have been living, so far as the identified you, there's very little resemblance. But then, of course, you generally lack the perspective that this is one of many different incarnations, and that this one can be a blur like many of the others, or that you can actually begin to pay attention and open yourself to question, why am I here? And with it may come, well, if I do not wish to have this one be a blur, what need I do for it to have more meaning? And you see, that really isn't for me to answer for you. It is a discovery that you make on your own when you want to make it. All I can do is assure you that if you move along that path, you're going to find that others will show up along your way and they will actually help you to make these discoveries. Going within. It may seem like such a challenge. And because of the way your mind has been trained and you have a busyness about you, you'll find that it is not exactly what you have been told to look for. So you're going to have to start looking for it on your own. And when you do, you're going to notice that there seems to be someone present with you who is there and will either reveal themselves to you or reveal themselves through you. And often this is mistaken for another being, whereas in reality, it's you. The you that you just have not yet lived sufficiently to recognize it. But you see, that's one of the advantages of repeated incarnations. Because if you don't get it in one, eventually you will get it because you'll keep repeating incarnations. And why do you do this? Because in your clarity before you come here, you know that this is the opportunity to go to this great school called Planet Earth and to learn things that you will begin to put together and find in the piecing that they show the realization to you more of your true nature. In preparation for today's trance lecture, my instrument found that part of his training day involved a challenge, and challenge upon challenge and upon challenge. But this, of course, just like your own challenge, is seldom ever perceived by anyone else. So you find in this way that what you do with your challenge, how you choose to live it, is going to then show up in your life as who you are becoming. Because you see, it really doesn't matter what's happening. What matters is how you live what's happening. You see, that's where all of this comes together. But up to then, what you're saying is, why is this happening to me? Failing to realize it isn't what's happening to you, but how are you choosing to live it? Are you making a mess of it? And don't become concerned. Many a lifetime has been built upon a series of mess making, only to finally show up when you say, ah, now this is making sense. Because you see, you have that instinctually in you, the capacity to finally get it. So again, it isn't necessarily where you go, but what you do. So you might say that this message today is an encouragement for you to realize that much of what I speak can be actualized to a greater extent than your current level of awareness if you will choose to go within, become still, and become present. And then that other elusive you will show up. And you might misread it and say, I had a visitation of an angel. Christ showed up in my life. I felt as if I were in the presence of a powerful being. When you see all of these, really are indicators as to what kind of programming you have as to what you're going to see. But the fact of the matter is it's going to be you. your higher self, your true nature, who is with you all the time and makes no judgments, no criticisms on any of the choices that you make or you do not make. If any of that happens and it seems to be within, it could very well be you, but it's not going to be your higher self. It's going to be your lesser self that dwells within that realm of criticism, fault finding. So after you get finished with this one, or maybe even sooner, you'll eventually meet up with yourself, and yourself will take you by the hand and will look you deep in the heart and say, "Well done," no matter what you have done. So if that's not happening right now, then you have something to look forward to. And if not, while you're actually in physical form, then afterwards. Because you see, you're not going to die. Although for some, that seems like a good choice to make now because things are going so poorly. And the fact of the matter is, you are an eternal being, clothed in a body of earth, and you who are here happen to be listening to this information as it filters in through your awakening awareness and finding that which is a match that you can then see. There truly is meaning to life, and there truly is meaning to my life. May I choose to go within so that I can start making this connection, and in doing so, have it begin to show up what I came here this time to accomplish. So until then, don't despair. Your guides will always be with you. You're never alone. And even if they slip off for 5, your high self will always be there. So there's never a moment when you are truly alone. But you may have many moments when you feel that way. My love and my connections to all of you, either of this lifetime or of others, of our home. Rejoice and be glad that such a connection is happening with you right now. Bless you, dear ones.